Center for Spiritual Living, Leesburg. The theme for this year is Living Everyday Wonder. And for the month of April, our focus is on creativity. The title of our talk today is Boldly Go, and it will be given by Charlene Banks, our spiritual director. We're so glad that you joined us here today. Please feel free to add to the chat for the comments, any prayer requests or celebrations that you would like us to include later in our service when we provide our community spiritual mind treatment, which is a form of affirmative prayer. And now, you ready? We will boldly go into our video that officially starts our service. Please join us as we create our sacred space. We set our intentions of deepening into our awareness and practice of our 5 pillars of spiritual living by lighting this candle in our virtual world. Our first pillar.
Are you guys seeing that at all? No. Okay, just checking, because this morning is all about boldly stepping into your mistakes. Hold on a minute. Let me try that again. It's all good. All righty.
Please join us as we create our sacred space. We set our intentions of deepening into our awareness and practice of our 5 pillars of spiritual living by lighting this candle in our virtual world. Our first pillar is sacred study, represented by the divine quality of truth. We use this pillar to recognize the importance of an open mind and the power of our minds. The second pillar is affirmative prayer, represented by the divine quality power. This pillar honors the power of prayer in our daily lives. Our third pillar is meditation and the divine quality of peace. This pillar reminds us of the importance of meditation and the peace we feel when we quiet our minds. The fourth pillar is circulation and the divine quality of life. We know that the great law of circulation works in our lives. As we give, so shall we receive. And the fifth pillar is sacred service and the divine quality of love. This pillar affirms our call to be of service to our world as we see through the eyes of love. Let us close our eyes as we bless this sacred space and our time together. As we weave each of these pillars of spiritual living into our service today, may they deepen our own spiritual practices of study, prayer, meditation, circulation, and service, expanding our minds and our hearts to the 5 divine qualities of truth, power, peace, life, and love. We also bless everyone who made our service possible today and everyone in attendance. May the energy of love that is generated here bless everyone abundantly, and so it is.
Thank you. Thank you. What a wonderful introduction. Let's go right to Leah, who is going to sing our song.
On my way, oh, I'm on my way. Many miles I march or fly, nature's call to obey. If I roam or I stand still, I must follow Spirit's will, ever on my way. Oh, I'm on my way. On our way. Oh, we're on our way. Many miles we march or fly, nature's call to obey. If If we roam or we stand still, we must follow Spirit's will ever on our way. We are on our way. On my way. Oh, I'm on my way. One by one, following the sun as we work and we pray. On this road to the promised land, the journey home is who I am, ever on my way. Oh, I'm on my way. On this road to the promised land, the journey home is who I am, ever on my way. Love, guide me on my way.
Thank you, Leah. That was amazing. On my way. I love that opening song. Now, you might wonder, what happened to the meditation? Don't we normally do a meditation to the sound of some bells and gongs? Well, don't you worry. I've moved it to a little further into my talk, and you'll know why in a minute. But welcome to the final Sunday in April. I'm Charlene. Woo, just living every day, just on my way to being more and more of my greater self. And as we talked about all this month, it has been about creativity. And we started out the whole month with our choice that we have to heed our creative impulse, that there's something divine that's trying to have its way through us as us that only we can bring. Only we, only I can be that true Charlene. I know Tamara can't do it, and she wouldn't want to because she's too busy being true Tamara. And so every single one of us has just the right amount of quirks and specialness to create just that which the divine wants to express itself as. It wants to experience itself as us. Our next week, when Melinda talked, she talked about dancing with our donkey, where that meant kind of going with the resistance and looking at resistance. Where does it come from? How can I work with that? The donkey representing the stubborn part of our nature. And then last week, we talked about, it was Easter Sunday, and so we talked about the higher idea. How can we be born into our true Christ-like nature? How can we die to what is apparently what we think is bad and be reborn into what we are really all about? And so today it's all about, well, let's see, you've discovered on this path of creativity all that there is waiting for us to do. And now what do we have to do? Boldly go do it. Do it boldly. And now notice how they didn't say meekly, mildly, and with a shy sense of, I don't even know what to call it. Supplication, go forth timidly. No. That's not how you get it done. You come forth boldly. And I thought about something. I was talking with a friend this week about how sometimes when we're growing up, people, otherwise known as bullies, will look at us and figure out what's wrong, and then they tease us and they mess with us and they kind of dig and make jokes about it, call you names. And what is that meant to do? Well, I think these bullies have a hard time stepping into who they are. Like, they're afraid of their greatness. So they turn around and look at someone else and go, oh, there's somebody who I can take down. And if I take them down, then I'll feel better. I don't know how that works. That's not how we see the world at all. Because just because someone else is taken down doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to automatically be raised. In fact, it's the opposite. If I help raise you up, then I'm raised as well. And it is the community that we have, especially here at CSL Leesburg. We get that. We see the awesomeness in you, even when you can't see it in yourself. And that's what we're here for. I'll call Tamara. Tamara, remind me of that thing I told you last week. It's my turn to hear it. She said, oh yeah, you are awesome. You're amazing. We need to do this for each other because we already know, but we need to be reminded. And so we look at this and we want to get out there and we want to boldly go, but life has a habit of making us think maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not ever going to be good enough. And if we compare ourselves to others, oh, it gets worse. I remember hearing this phrase, and I always try to remember it. Never compare your inner self with someone's outer appearance. Never do it. Never do it. Because I feel a certain way, but they look great. Never do it. And so if I can figure out how to let go of all the negative things I've heard, and why does my mind always go to the negative part? Isn't it true? You can hear 9 things that are great about yourself, but then one thing that's negative, our mind goes to that thing. And all the 9 things that are great, yeah, you probably are. But ooh, that one negative thing they said. Why does our mind go there? Well, we have some control. We gather back our energy and pull it back. And let's really just know who we really are. Let's remember before the bullies took over and started telling us we weren't good enough, before we started comparing our insides to other people's outsides, back when we were, I don't know, Renee, what would you say? Renee S. does a lot with inner child work. 6 years old. When is it that we kind of knew who we were before we started believing the lies, Renee S.? How many fingers would you say her? Yeah, she'd say 6 years old. Okay. Thank you. 6 years old. You kind of knew it all when you were 6. You had it together. I remember when my son was 6, he used to run in the room and do this dance and wiggle, and then laugh and leave. And it was even more funny if he was butt naked, straight out of the bathtub. Funny as heck. Now, oh, that person has taken his big energy and his confidence, and it is now about this big. And he's still amazing, but he doesn't know it. He walks around, he's 25, and he's just like, yes, I'm kind of here. He's not boldly here anymore. He's just kind of, and that's fine. Life does that. But when are we going to wake up and realize that younger me, I had it all. I had it all. I want to go back to that. And I want to find out from you guys. This is where we're going to do our healing right here in this service, more of a revealing. What was it about you at 6? And it's even here now. What is it that you can get lost in, where you're in the zone, where you know who you are, and you got this little dance going like this? I'm good. I'm good. Where is that? And we're going to just go within. We're going to find that. So what I need you to do with me, and it's going to be about a 6 to 8 minute exercise. Get a book, get a notebook, grab a pencil or pen. I'm going to ask you a couple questions. There are 4 questions. And just humor me on this. Even if you believe nothing of what I'm saying, well, you probably believe something of what I'm saying. Jot down as many ideas, as many impulses that you get. Don't edit this yet. As I put each question up, I'm going to need you to do me a favor and go within and get those answers. All right. So I'll go back. No, I'll stay out of screen share mode. I'll stay in this mode because my questions, I've written them down for you. All righty. So I will play a little background music just for giggles here. Can you hear that enough? Is that okay? All right. The first question. What do you do naturally that you love and you always think about doing? If you need to close your eyes and think about it and breathe in and out slowly, just start jotting down. What are your answers? Naturally, what do you do naturally? Is it being outdoors? Maybe reading, learning, watching airplanes fly, growing roses, polishing old, beautiful collectibles. All right, so those were some hints. I'll go on to the next question. What causes you to lose track of time? It could be exactly what you listed above, but it could be more. Think about it. So whether it was playing with your kids or your grandchildren, fixing wobbly chair legs, maybe going into the kitchen and creating a whole set of something from absolutely nothing. No, Tamara? Okay, got it. All right, good. Hopefully you have a few things down. We're moving on to question number 3. Where are you the most at home in your own skin? And clearly you'll be repeating some of the things you've already written, but hopefully there's something else. Like this is more place related. When you are where? That's where you feel the most at home. Whether it was skiing or hiking or fishing or traveling to Tuscany, Paris, maybe just polishing your car. Hopefully you've written down a couple places where you feel at home the most in your own skin. And finally, the last question, what is the one thing that makes your heart sing more than anything else in the world? Imagine this thing is where you go, oh, that's my jam, or that right there, that feeling. Where is it? What is the one thing? Now, for you, it might have been actually singing. Maybe you're a singer, or dancing, or writing software. So just take a moment and wherever you are, just allowing the last word to go onto the page and just go within. If you're willing to close your eyes just for a moment. And just with a nice deep breath of gratitude and awareness of our oneness and a sense of community with each other, I just know that we are each put here to do exactly what makes our hearts sing and what makes us feel most at home in this world. And I know that that was not by accident, and that right here and right now we have access to the smartest, most beautiful little 6-year-old within, who knew exactly what was good and what was right and what was wonderful, who didn't question themselves or the overall plan. We were just being, and that is who we are at our core. And so I give gratitude for this awareness. And so it is. And if we bring our attention back into the room, just have a look at whatever it is that you jotted down, and just know that whatever you love, whatever you do, whatever you care about, whatever you are drawn to, that is the start of our sacred self-awareness. You see that we are already sacred, but we are now coming into the self-awareness of that. And when we have that, that's all we need. Because our purpose, what is your purpose? Oh, to save the world. Well, okay, that could be, but it's not about your livelihood. Our purpose is not about what career we're going to have. It's not about what job skills I'm really good at today. It really is. Our purpose is really love. Love. We're supposed to unfold to our greater yet to be and find the love within. And now, is that easy to do if you're not in a normative role? Like, for example, if you are a non-binary gender, like if you don't really line up with male or female, does that mean, oh, well, guess there's no place for you because nobody else can recognize it? No, there are people who want to stop looking at that and to just declare that's not real. And I declare that we should go back to where we were before we understood that it's all a spectrum anyway. No. We can't deny that part of ourselves. In fact, I was reading about one, I don't know if you've heard of her. I'll show you a picture really quick. So this is Temple Grandin, Dr. Temple Grandin. And she is a person on the autism spectrum who was so different and so special when she was coming up that people called her names, right? And people didn't want to accept, didn't want to change anything. And if you can't fit into this curriculum, then forget it. Forget about you. Well, one teacher, I believe the teacher, let me see if I can pull up details because I don't like guessing and trying to remember. Hold on, I'm finding it. It's a page on one of my screens. Anyway, one sec. There we go. When she was young, she was considered weird. Sound familiar? She was teased and bullied in high school. The only place she had friends was activities where there was a shared interest, such as horses, electronics, or model rockets. Mr. Carlock, her science teacher, was an important mentor who encouraged her interest in science. When she had a new goal of becoming a scientist, she had a reason for studying. Isn't that interesting? Today, half the cattle in the United States are handled in facilities that she has designed. Now, it turns out Temple Grandin, she had an innate, what she couldn't express typically in her energy and in her words, it was overcompensated for by spirit. Spirit said, well, you might not be able to talk to humans all that great, but guess who you could talk to? You could talk to those animals, and you can divine from those animals what they really need and what they really mean and what they really desire, and then translate what you learned from that animal to scientific research to then change the way these cattle are treated. These cattle are treated across the country. 50% of all facilities now use the things that she learned. And what if she turned off that specialness about herself? Right? How many lives were changed for the good because her science teacher encouraged her and said, you're special for a reason. You're not just, oh, well, there goes another one. No, we're going to use this and you're going to be awesome. And she's one of the top 10 professor. Like, anyway, you go on to this website that I found about her. I'll put a link in our chat. It's amazing what one can do when one is not trying to fit into a box that other people have created. So that's just one example. I have so many, I didn't want to share all of them, but that's, you guys get it, right? We're here and we're put together exactly the way we are so that we could give our unique gift to the universe. We give that unique gift back. There's a reason you're put together just the way you're put together. And don't go trying to pluck out stuff that's there on purpose. You know, you can just start to look at the world as, well, I hear what you're saying, and I'm going to go boldly and be who I am. Every time someone criticizes you for something you cannot change, did not have anything to do with color of your skin, your height, your weight. Yeah, that's a lot of times it's just genetic. And there's a lot of things that we can count that we had no conscious choice. And we came into this world with this feature that other people might put us down for. But then we turn that around and say, yeah, I hear what you're saying. And I'm going to go ahead and go boldly and be myself. It reminds me of a story, and I'm not sure how related this is, but I love this story. A nun was making some pastoral care calls. So you got it in your mind, a nun, she's got the habit and everything. And she's driving one of those big cars, it's older. She's making some pastoral care calls, which is great in and of itself, but unfortunately she ran out of gas on her way to her next call. As luck would have it, there's a gas station just a few blocks up the road. So, she sputters, pulls the car over and walks into the gas station and goes into the little, the little kiosk where the guy is behind the counter. And she says, so I ran out of gas. Do you guys have those little gas cans, the red ones with the long thing? So I could put a gallon of the gas into the can, bring it to my car, and then I'll drive the car here and fill it up with gas. I just need to make it a couple blocks. And he goes, sorry, we don't have any gas cans, like zero. They're all out. We have nothing. But I get off work in about 3 hours. And when I get off, I can come help you push the car from where it is to this pump so you can fill it up with gas. How is that? And she's like, no, it's not going to work. No, it's not. I have people I need to see. So she's creative. She looks around and she looks in the trash can, and there's one of those, I would think it's called a 40. Y'all, it's a thing of beer, but it's empty. It's a bigger thing of beer. So she gets an idea. She rinses out the bottle of beer, the empty bottle, and then she pays for a quart or a gallon of gas or whatever, and she puts the gas into the beer bottle, walks back to her car, and opens up the gas tank. And as she's tipping the gas, which is in a beer bottle, she's tipping that into the gas tank. Two guys that start walking by, and they stop and they look, and they're just watching, right? And she's pouring what looks like beer into her gas tank, and then screws the top back on, closes it, jumps in the car, and drives away. And they were like, now that is the faith. That is power. That's faith. Anyway, I love that story only because what it looks like is not necessarily what it is. And of course, to me, I just love the story. I'm not sure how much it has relevance to this exact thing we're talking about, but I do know this. That nun did not care what she looked like when she was doing her work. She just had a vision of, I need to get to where I'm going. And yes, someone offered me something, but that's not going to do. I have a vision. I have people depending on me. I'm going to make it work. What if she was the kind that didn't want to be seen doing things wrong? And I imagine there might have been a little gas spillage happening too, because it's kind of hard to get the It's not a long nozzle on those 40s. It's just a short little bottle top. So I just think about that whole thing. She didn't care. And she's one of those nuns, I'm sure she walks with her head up and she knows where she's going. You better get out the way. I love that attitude. I love that energy. And I love that story because I'm hoping that each and every one of us, as we get older, because, right, that's the only way forward. that's the happy path, is to get older. As we get older, we start to realize maybe some of my decisions that I'm making are more based on appearances and how it's going to look and what people are going to think than based on what my purpose is, what my vision is, where I'm going. And what I'm hoping for us is that we can look at this list of things that we've written down and we can say, wow, yeah, I do love dancing. I do love traveling. Hiking is awesome. That's my jam. How can I start? How can I do a little bit more of this every single day? How can I plan my day so I have a little bit more of this experience in it? Because that's what we're here to do. We are here to go boldly forward in an idea of love and empowerment. And I'll end with this story, or actually a quote from Brene Brown. She says, midlife is when the universe gently places her hands on your shoulders, pulls you close and whispers in your ear, I'm not screwing around. All of this pretending and performing, these coping mechanisms that you've developed to protect yourself from feeling inadequate and getting hurt has to go. Your armor is preventing you from growing into your gifts. I understand that you needed these protections when you were small. I understand that you believed your armor could help you secure all the things you needed to feel worthy and lovable. But you're still searching and you're more lost than ever. Time is growing short. There are unexplored adventures ahead of you. You can't live the rest of your life worried about what other people think. You were born worthy of love and belonging. Courage and daring are coursing through your veins. You were made to live and love with your whole heart. It's time to show up and be seen. That's Brene Brown, and I hope you take that within as I am, and go boldly into your next week. Let's go in for prayer as we close our service. I know that there is only one divine life coursing through our veins, and that is the divine. That is the infinite living and moving and having its being as us, through us. It's all that there is. It's everything that there is. And so we are part of that allness, of that wholeness, of that oneness. And being part of that means that every attribute is available to us. If we know that the universe is friendly, then we are friendly. If we know that God is love, then we are love. If we know that life is beautiful, then we are beautiful. If we know that our nature is truly whole, perfect, and complete, then we are naturally that way. And so I speak my word that each and every one of us is emerging and releasing anything that doesn't vibrate in harmony with our highest and best. Anything that is not in harmony with wholeness, wellness, and well-being and abundance, and even good humor, anything that doesn't vibrate with that highest love and light is just naturally flowing away from us. It is no longer attracted to us. Those things no longer have a place in our lives, and we grow and we emerge and we reveal our oneness as ourselves and as a community of CSL Leesburg. And together we are growing, and together we are supporting each other and lifting each other even higher. And in all the ways that we need to. We have what it takes, and we are good enough, and it's awesome. Knowing that this is true for ourselves, for each other, and for the world, I release my word into the law, just knowing that it doesn't return to me void. Jesus said, ask, knowing that it is already so. So I already know it is already done. And I just let it be. And so it is. Thank you, God. Thank you, life. Thank you, Mother, Father. Amen. Ashe. Woosa. Okay, guys, let's listen to Leah.
You can't stand still waiting on a miracle. Can't lay back hoping for change.
It's not sharing. Let me try one more time. What's wrong with this sharing thing? It gets weird. Okay.
Can't stand still waiting on a miracle. Can't lay back hoping for change. You can't lie down holding out for anybody. Everybody knows you got to walk your faith. 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 When you get the mission, let it fuel your vision and just walk on faith. Don't walk by talking about your holy soul. It's too clean to roll in the dust. Preaching to the choir all about your holy goal. Oh, when you get the spirit, then you know you must walk on faith. Walk your 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 faith. When you get the vision, you let it fuel your mission and just walk your faith.
Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, thank you so much, Charlene. Thank you, Leah. Woo. All right. And now is the time for us to bless our donations that are shared with us today. At CSL Leesburg, we believe in the law of circulation. So we are a tithing community. The donations shared with our center bless everyone, those who give and those who receive. As you look at the screen, you'll see that there are so many different ways for you to give. It's easy to find a way that works just for you. We thank you so much for your support. Now, no matter how you are giving, take it either physically or just mentally, place it over your heart and join me as we bless our gifts. The presence of Spirit within me blesses everyone I meet, tends to heal everything I touch, brings gladness into the life of everyone I contact. Therefore, I am a blessing to myself, to humankind, and to the day in which I live. And so it is. And now it's time for announcements. Okay, let's see. Tuesday mornings, join Charlene for Dream Study. This is when Charlene gets together with everyone and anyone who joins her, and they explore their dreams. And sometimes it's really helpful to get someone to help you interpret your dreams, to look at it from another viewpoint and help you figure out what are the messages that you are getting while you are dreaming. It's amazing. All right, Wednesdays, we normally meet and get together midweek. However, you can see by our sign, we're going offline. We're going to use Wednesday evening at 7 for your leadership council to get together, and we're going to explore ideas and make our plans that keep CSL Leesburg running and growing and doing all the things that we do to bless you. And let's see what else we have. Can it be time already? After our service, please stay and join us if you're able to. We have our pearls. If you're on Facebook, go off and join us live here on our Zoom link that's on our CSL website. And we'd love to just hang out and talk with you. If we were in person, we'd all grab a cup of coffee. So bring your own beverage, we'll say, and we'll hang out and we'll share little bits of our message or the music, or even, oh my gosh, that visioning that we're dying to share with each other, and we explore and we just have a little camaraderie and friendship. It's a lot of fun. If Can't join us, then we'll just send you off with our blessings. But if you can stay for pearls, please stay and join us. All right, guys, it is time for our closing affirmation. So once again, please put your hands over your heart. Oh, just give yourself that love that you so richly deserve, because you are wonderfully and beautifully made. And declare loudly with me, I am love.
I am
love.
I love that. Thank you so much for turning on your mics. Now look at someone who's in the room with you. It could be a person, it could be a furry companion, it could be just the folks on the screen, and remind them, you are love.
You are love.
You are love.
And now put your hands up in the air for our love sprinkles as we all announce together, it's all love.
It's all love.
All right. Thank you again. It's going to be a hot day here in Northern Virginia. I hope that you enjoy your day. Thank you so much for joining us. If you have to leave us, we send you off with our blessings. If you can stay, hang out with us. We'd love to talk to you. Bye-bye.